Introduction: Building Procurement for the APE exam. Welcome to this comprehensive guide on building procurement. This session is designed to help you understand and navigate the different procurement strategies architects use to achieve successful project outcomes. By mastering the intricacies of procurement, you'll be able to advise clients effectively, manage project risks, and make strategic choices that align with client goals, project timelines, and budget constraints. This knowledge is essential for the APE exam, as procurement is a fundamental aspect of architectural practice. Chapter 1: What is procurement? An overview for architects. Procurement is the process by which a project's construction is planned, organized, and delivered. It establishes the roles and responsibilities of each party, sets the contractual framework, and determines how risks are distributed between the client, contractor, and architect. Architects need to understand procurement to ensure the chosen method supports project goals and client needs. We'll discuss several procurement methods, including their characteristics, advantages, and when each is most appropriate. Chapter 2: Traditional lump sum procurement. The traditional lump sum method is one of the most common procurement methods. In this approach, the architect fully designs the project before inviting contractors to tender. Here's how it works: full documentation. The architect completes all design documentation, drawings, specifications, and schedules before the project goes out to tender. Contractors bid based on this complete documentation, offering a fixed price to complete the project. Clear roles. The architect acts as the project leader, overseeing design quality and ensuring the project meets all specified requirements. The contractor is responsible for completing the project to the specifications, managing subcontractors, and ensuring the agreed price is maintained. Advantages: Traditional procurement provides a high level of design control, as the architect remains closely involved. The fixed price offers budget certainty, as any changes after the contract are handled through formal variations. Disadvantages: Because full documentation is required upfront, this method can lengthen the project timeline. Delays in design completion can postpone tendering, which may increase costs. When to use: This method is best for projects with clearly defined scopes and high-quality requirements, such as custom homes or institutional buildings, where client priorities include precise design control and cost certainty. Chapter 3: Design and Construct. In design and construct procurement, the contractor manages both the design and construction of the project. This is how it works: partial documentation. The architect prepares initial design documents, often 30 to 60% complete, before the contractor takes over. The contractor finalizes the design to meet the client's goals, often with input from an architect novated to work under the contractor. Single point of responsibility. The contractor is responsible for both design and construction, providing a single point of accountability for the client. Advantages: D&C can save time, as design and construction can occur simultaneously, and the client deals with only one contractor. It also provides cost certainty early in the project. Disadvantages: Design flexibility may be limited as the contractor prioritizes budget and schedule. The architect's influence on design quality can be reduced, potentially impacting the final result. When to use: This method is effective for projects prioritizing cost control and speed over detailed design, such as large-scale commercial developments, warehouses, or multifamily housing projects. Chapter 4: Construction management. Construction management is a collaborative approach where the client hires a construction manager to oversee various trade contractors rather than hiring a general contractor. Here's how it works: direct trade contracts. The client enters into separate contracts with each trade contractor. The construction manager coordinates and oversees the trades, ensuring they adhere to the schedule and budget. Role of the architect. The architect provides design services, but works closely with the construction manager to ensure that each trade's work aligns with the design intent. Advantages: This method allows for phased tendering, meaning work can begin on-site before design documentation is fully completed. It's ideal for fast-track projects and offers the client flexibility in trade contractor selection. Disadvantages: The client is more involved, assuming direct contracts and the risks associated with managing multiple trades. Cost control can be challenging without a single lump sum price. When to use: construction management suits complex projects, phased developments, or projects where the client wants more control over the selection of subcontractors. Chapter 5: Management contracting and early contractor involvement. Management contracting is similar to construction management but involves early contractor input on design and costs. Here's how it functions: early involvement. The contractor is involved early in the project, contributing expertise to improve cost efficiency and feasibility, sometimes through a two-stage process. Open book costing. The contractor's pricing is transparent to the client, providing greater budget oversight and allowing for informed decision-making. Advantages: this model fosters collaboration and allows design and construction phases to overlap, which can accelerate the project timeline. Early contractor input can help streamline construction and manage costs. Disadvantages: this approach requires a high level of coordination and management. The contractor's influence on the design may lead to compromises if budget constraints are prioritized. When to use: management contracting is ideal for complex, high-risk projects where early contractor involvement can add value, such as large-scale infrastructure or government buildings. Chapter 6: Public-private partnerships. Public-private partnerships are long-term, collaborative agreements between public agencies and private companies for the delivery of public infrastructure projects. Here's an overview: financing and operation. A private entity funds, designs, builds, and often operates the project in exchange for returns through lease payments or operating revenue. Role of the architect. Architects working on PPPs may have a limited role in overseeing final design details, but contribute to feasibility studies and early-stage design. Advantages: PPPs enable large-scale public projects to be built with private financing, adding efficiency and reducing the immediate financial burden on public funds. Long-term maintenance is often included. Disadvantages: PPPs can be complex, with lengthy negotiations, and may limit the client's influence over design and quality if cost efficiency takes priority. When to use: this model is best for large-scale public infrastructure, such as airports, hospitals, and public transport facilities, where public funds alone are insufficient. Chapter 7: The tendering process, structured contractor selection. Now that we've explored procurement methods, let's dive into the tendering process, which involves selecting the right contractor for the job. Each step is essential for ensuring the project runs smoothly and meets quality, budget, and timeline expectations. Calling for tenders. The client or architect invites qualified contractors to bid on the project. This can be done through open public tenders, expressions of interest, pre-qualification panels, or direct invitations, depending on the project's needs. Preparing the tender package. The architect assembles a comprehensive tender package, including project scope, defines what work will be performed. Conditions of tendering, rules and deadlines for submissions. General conditions of contract, the legal framework governing the project. Drawings and specifications, detailed design documents that inform the bids. Tender form, a standardized format for consistent responses. Receiving and opening tenders. The tenders are submitted securely and opened in a transparent manner to ensure fairness, often with witnesses present. Evaluating tenders, architects assess each bid based on price, conformity with project requirements, timelines, and contractor experience. The goal is to recommend the best value, not necessarily the lowest bid. Recommendation and negotiation. After evaluation, the architect recommends the preferred contractor to the client. Sometimes final negotiations adjust terms before the contract is awarded. Awarding the contract, formal acceptance is issued, marking the contract's start. Proper documentation is essential to avoid disputes and ensure clear expectations. Conclusion: procurement and tendering for successful project outcomes. Understanding procurement and tendering is essential for architects to guide clients towards successful project outcomes. Each method has unique implications for design control, budget, risk, and project management. Choosing the right procurement strategy and following a structured tendering process will help you deliver high-quality projects that meet client expectations. Thank you for joining this session on procurement and tendering. This knowledge will be a valuable asset for the APE exam and your professional practice, enabling you to make informed, strategic decisions in every project you undertake.